Hello everyone, Pineapple here with the amazing digital circus episode 6, They All Get Guns. A pretty apt title. Last time was a pretty decent episode, good comedy and setting up some tensions that are further explored here. This is the episode that so far has the most emotional payoff, but for all we know next week will be a total screwball comedy. But this episode brings to the table pretty much everything I've wanted from this series to do more of, from the character exploration, more interactions, other than just X and Pomni, and developing what feels like more of an overarching narrative, as the whole how to escape thing was dropped pretty quickly. Pomni is fairly acclimated to the circus, so starting to build further on and explore the narrative strands we've been given. Ragatha and Jax getting exploration, even if not getting proper spotlight episodes like Gangle and Kinger, and we get some hints towards the mystery of the circus itself. So without further teeing up, let's get into the amazing digital circus episode 6, They All Get Guns. We start the episode with Kane teasing a favourite characters award, which I believe was kind of an online thing, but I don't think that part of the awards is relevant to the episode, and the in-universe version only at the end of said episode. I don't think if everyone online voted against Jax, the Joker would crowbar him to death or something. Pomni and Jax are spending more time together, teased from last episode, finding Zubul cowering as Kane's been basically torturing them. Jax, like the lovely person he is, informing Kane of Zubul's location. The game today is up in the air, Kane wanting to do an Olympics with some interesting ideas.
Lateral hijinks, orange sport, ball run, walk ball, run walk, and ball ball.
But Zubul is miserable again, so when Kane freaks out at Zubul's request,
I want the ability to have sex.
oh, the internet isn't going to let go of that one anytime soon. Again, it seems like Kane is a lot funnier when Bubble shuts up. And a pretty interesting trust exercise is thought up, and this could definitely allow for some interesting personal drama. But of course, Jax fucks it up. Sure, we still get all that good stuff the initial idea would have given, but I'm sick of Jax ruining everything. I like what they do with the character. He's played well, but my god do I find him endlessly grating. Kane just gives up, starting up a team battle royale. Wow, that does make me wonder how long it'll be till Fortnite buys up the amazing digital circus. Pomni can join Godzilla, Miku, and Sabrina Carpenter doing the default dance. Jax wants to have Gangle as his slave, Gangle standing up for herself and picking Zubul over him. And while Pomni wants to team up with Ragatha, she's avoidant now, and decides to team up with Kinger, apparently for his own good, leaving Pomni to the mercy of Jax. Pomni and Jax have a nice dynamic through the episode, her mostly okay with his arrogant arse thanks to what she saw of him last episode. They aren't the only ones with arcs this episode though, Gangle giving Zubul her happy mask, intending to use it at the right time, preferably with a Tommy gun, which is super cute. I love having these two together. All the guns disappear when the timer goes off, sending the couple scrambling, while Kane reminisces on some lore photos of the office that we've seen in previous episodes. Seemingly run by a company, C&A, or labelled on one of the close-ups of the guns, Cain and Abel. Allah the Bible. I'm sure Film Theory is going to freak out about that one. Kinger is strangely into the game. Sure, still a bit batty, but more composed than usual. Somehow he manages to summon a butterfly to heal Ragatha. No idea what that's about, but it's very Kinger. Maybe it's leaning into the whole background theme of thought and identity, pairing well in this episode with Pomni being more successful by leaning into cartoon logic of the universe, Jax's ideas on roles to play, and the conversation that Zubul and Gangle have about identity, and hating physical parts of yourself, although this bit is to a much shallower degree. As said, Jax tells some of his perspective, trying to get Pomni to realise they're not in the real world, thinking the violence is okay since this world has different rules. Partially proved as Pomni performs better when she leans into the cartoon logic. The middle ground between Jax's nihilism and Ragatha's unending false positivity seeming to be the right way to go, as we do see a more fun Pomni this go around as she's able to let loose, far from how sullen and cautious she's been for the past 5 episodes. And considering she's the main character, it's great to see, without her being too Ragatha-like in positivity or morals, each character being clearly differentiated. Jax seems visibly hurt when Pomni calls out his behaviour, but Pomni deciding to let loose, as I said before, is very fun. Kinga continues to be great. He's actually one of the best characters in this episode. He manages to get that spot a lot. The action is good. Jack's easily dispatching Ragatha, even if she gets a good kill on him. Gangle and Zubul get another good moment. Gangle legitimately afraid of Jax's wrath. Jax has a lot of shit going on. I'm honestly not even sure he knows to what extreme degree his actions have on her, but Zubul gets some great lines here, opposing Jax's philosophy really well, not having lost their humanity when Jax insists they're all just cartoon people.
How are you supposed to like the part of yourself that just makes you worse than everyone else?
'Cause it exists. It's a part of you that's real. And the only you that you should care about is the real you.
The talk approaches more subjects, and you can read many things into it, such as living with disabilities, or overall feelings of self-hatred and being different to others. But I love their dynamic, having so much in common, as the two least humanoid of the bunch. Pomni tries to get closer to Jax, and they go after Kinga, him solidifying his best character placement with great comedic moments.
I'm right behind you, aren't I?
The action jokes go on a little too long, but Kinga ends up dealing with himself, landing in the waiting room with Ragatha. Once again, another great Kinga moment, as he offers himself as a shoulder to cry on for Ragatha as she freaks out, blaming herself for Jax hating her and how isolated she feels, self-deprecating when she realizes she pushed Pomni away earlier. Kinga is pretty quick in figuring her out and offering her advice as she expects Pomni to hate her. What the hell is up with this episode? So many great emotional moments of the characters and very real emotional moments, from exploring how relationships are two-way streets, to how your emotions and actions impact other people, and how to accept parts of yourself you don't like. Suddenly this turned from a funny little show with little bits of emotion and existential crises to a character-focused dramedy.
I don't want people to hate me.
Do you hate yourself? I hated myself. I couldn't help but hate myself for the things I thought I was responsible for. But then you showed up, and my outlook just changed. There are always ways to show you care without ruining yourself over it.
And once again, the animation feels like it's gotten better this episode, matching these scenes really well. But of course, Bubble ruins the scene. You know how Jax doesn't do anything but insult and belittle Gangle? That's how I feel about Bubble. The two remaining couples fight down a dark tunnel. My god, is Gangle glorious. This scene as she guns them down, destroying the tunnel, is one of the highlights of the show. And the little clip of Zubul supporting her is hilarious too. Gangle is got by Pomni but dies deliriously happy, good for her, so Zubul goes full General Grievous while the Chaos pair duet Daisy to drive them mad. Also, no shade to Michael Kovac, but Lizzie Freeman eats this song up. Zubul gets them down to 1 life each, Pomni going ahead to take them out in stylish fashion, while Jax runs away from his issues looking at Korfmo and the apparently named Ribbit. As said, Pomni gets Gangle with maximum style.
Now I see you're trying to use your style over mine.
Zubul taking the loss gracefully, stumbling into whatever that is. But when Pomni wants to celebrate, Jax goes loopy, refusing to engage properly with Pomni, seemingly scared at the minimal intimacy they share, legitimately shitting on their bonding, Pomni rightfully calling him on his bullshit, constantly using comedy or anger to deflect. The way Jax shifts personalities translated into animation is legitimately terrifying. But tired of his shit, Pomni just straight up assaults him, spiraling him further. Yeah, I don't care how sympathetic he is, he still gets on my shit list. Jax is becoming the Tyler Galpin of the amazing digital circus. Pomni and Ragatha literally bump into each other, ready to talk again, while Jax isolates himself. And now it's time for the character awards, interrupted with Jax making this another cartoon to label under the whole portrayal of a panic attack theme. Oh, Puss in Boots 2, the trend you started. All the disappearing guy's cameo is worth it, even if it kind of undercuts the emotional moment. The awards finish, the winner being Ming. Yeah, okay, that works. With that, the episode ends, but we do get a post-credit scene with Kane taking a butcher's at the votes, finding no one in his corner, causing him to freak the fuck out. Which, when you think about it, is kinda crazy. Out of the main cast, Kane, the one running the show, is the one losing his shit, not so much the unwilling and kidnapped contestants. So, that was They All Get Guns. There are some meh moments, I don't think everything works, but this is an example of pretty much everything I was wanting from this show. The premise of the adventure is fun, allowing for a lot of action and comedy, but we also get our smidgen of lore, and a much larger quota of emotional scenes and themes than previous episodes, which usually give out one per episode. This episode uses the foundation of previous episodes and establishing of dynamics very well, and while Jax is still really unpleasant, instead of that being part of the joke, the fact is used very well for Jax's emotional arc. Ragatha's exploration is also very much appreciated, Kinga comes in clutch, cementing himself as the best character, and Gangle and Zubal's moments, while not at the forefront with their characters and emotional themes, are possibly the episode's standout. So with all this put together, I have no qualms giving a really high score, so I'll rate The Amazing Digital Circus, Episode 6, They All Get Guns, above all the others with a very good 8.5 out of 10. Thank you everybody for watching my review of this episode of The Amazing Digital Circus, and quite a good one. I wonder if we're actually going to start getting them at a reasonable turnaround instead of, 4 months apart. It's certainly a lot better to keep you invested if they're, say, once a month. Please like the video if you liked it, comment down below if you wish, consider subscribing to the channel if you do, ring the notification bell so you're told every single time that I make an upload. Once again, thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next review. Bye!
Toast. A little piece of toast. Because there's so much to choose from. There's brown bread, white bread, all sorts of wholemeal bread. It comes in funny packages with writing on the side.